Diddy took me to his late-night party, where all the celebrities were present. Jay-Z and Beyonce were also there. Jay-Z tried to touch me inappropriately. Jay-Z and Diddy together held a sacrificing party. Diddy adopted a white shot. What's your last name? What's your other last name? On a little girl named Ava Grace Baldwin. Y'all can't see this is trafficking. She was just 6 years old when she was reported missing from her elementary school in Texas. The tooth fairy will come and get it. Yes, it was breaking news on the streets. And then Papa, white girl off the streets and adopting her and calling her his own. The indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. Saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside. The adopted daughter of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, Ava Barron, is taken to the limelight to express her emotions in the wake of her father's persistent legal issues, with Diddy's life shrouded in serious charges and a turbulent legal struggle. Ava's viewpoint is especially essential and tragic given the timing of this disclosure. Diddy sold me to his sugar daddy, and I barely managed to escape from there. Diddy and his sons torture me a lot. I'm going to file a case against them. Has anyone seen Ava Barron? The little white girl that Diddy adopted. Where did he get her from? Was she the pick of the litter? Those poor babies. You know, people should go back and do a little research. In the 90s especially, and in the mid-late 90s and early 2000s, the diddler used to, for white parties, in Bangkok and Dubai, and in Morocco, where child prostitution is legal. He's been snatching up little kids for decades. Ava characterized the family environment as poisonous and revealed years of psychological manipulation and control in her moving testimony. It wasn't love, it was power and control. She continued, her voice quivering with expressions of deep emotion. As a youngster, all I could do was attempt to stay alive. And we're going to take our cousin Kay and Eva. You guys all know her and remember her and ask about her every day. So you get to see her. Yay. But, yeah, we're gonna get ready for that soon. Hey guys, so with Ava and Clyde, we're going for snack riding. We're on the way. Our appointment's at 3 o'clock and it's 2:17. So we kind of got to hurry, but we'll be there at 2:57. So we're gonna be good. An Instagram video from earlier this year shows Combs presenting his adoptive daughter, Ava, to a group of grown men. Ava seems awkward and uneasy in the footage. The mismatch between Diddy's pleasant presentation and Ava's anxious body language has generated considerable worries among viewers. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that you're my child also. Please tell the story. So I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids. Hey yo, hey ya, hey ya. Hey, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it. Clear I adopted you like Madonna. Adopted kids and everybody else adopted. Kids Thean, everybody that's ever adopted. Sandra Bulick. The video's tone has become increasingly disturbing in light of the growing number of legal accusations leveled against Diddy, including misbehavior and claims of abuse. Ava's uneasiness in the company of so many males has heightened public anxiety, sparking further examination into the environment she was exposed to and the prospective ramifications of such distressing material. As we finish off, you go Justin. My name is Justin, aka Just Blow. I'm a Capricorn, and I'm about that action, and I'm about raising money for the health our people. And we're just so blessed and thankful, and thank y'all for supporting us today. What up, y'all? I'm Quincy. Want to say thank y'all for rocking with us. One of the prettiest mother god ever made. Sorry, I'm a Gemini. For everybody wondering. And thank y'all so much for just, tuning in with us. We felt the energy. We saw the comments. Let's keep it going. This is we wanted to do this to just wake everybody up in a way of just, in a loving way, So hope everybody had a happy Easter. Jesus in prison. Critics like Reggie, right, have voiced suspicion regarding Diddy's intention to adopt a kid from the streets, questioning the rationale behind such an action. Their curiosity about Diddy's adoption strategy leads them to believe it isn't completely selfless given that he is a multimillionaire. Wright expresses concern that Ava may be a victim of human trafficking and implies that her presence at Diddy's home may be connected to the severe accusations that have been leveled against him. But y'all see what he said? Did y'all really catch what he said? He picked me up off the streets. 1 minute Then he goes and say, "'Cause I was on the streets, living on the streets." Then the next minute he's telling her, "Oh no, say your parents. Your parents' name, your other parents' name." That's the confusion right there, just in no statements. But a billionaire picking up a little white girl off the streets and adopting her and calling her his own to come home and play with my kids. Oh man, y'all can't see this is trafficking. Okay, alright, okay, he just helping out a nice little white girl that needed some family. Okay, Jaguar Wright, a former rapper, has also made significant claims against Diddy over his connection with Ava, whom Diddy claimed to have adopted. Wright stated that Diddy's contact with Ava was improper and caused worries about her well-being. Diddy's long-standing entourage member Gondil has made shocking accusations about recent federal searches on Diddy's residences, stating that police were hunting for material relating to an underage trafficking ring that involves Ava as a major victim. Deal alleges that Diddy's mansions were bugged with hidden recordings potentially incriminating several high-profile persons, including politicians and celebrities. They went in there on the premises that it was trafficking underage minors, a major developing story that's shaking up the music world. Federal authorities raided 2 properties owned by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs yesterday in connection with a possible sex trafficking investigation. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a context. They're going to go through all those devices. They did a Diddy. Take that. So if they was that dumb to put any videos or anything on any of those type of electronics, it's going to come to the forefront. And hey, a lot of different agencies can get involved just on going on there on the trafficking case. It's whatever they find in there, bro. They find drugs goes to the DEA case. They find guns and stuff like that. That's ATF. They wanted to be gangsters. Little Cones did. So now you're a gangster. And people detained in handcuffs outside of a home. This home is believed to belong to Sean Diddy Combs or P. Diddy. More lawsuits are piling up against music mogul Sean Combs, mostly known as Diddy. Combs has been hit with 2 more lawsuits. These filed in New York and California. This time, a self-proclaimed bad boy is being accused of sexual violence, intimidation, and coercion by 2 separate women in 2 different decades. Gene Deal's latest statements have heightened worries surrounding Diddy's alleged abuse of Ava for his own public image. Deal believes that Ava was virtually dumped after she had fulfilled her role in Diddy's life, a charge that fits with a wider pattern of manipulative conduct he has accused Diddy of for years. "I've been mutuals with this girl on social media for at least the last year, and it's come to my attention that she is coming up again in the media. Like I said, I found her last year, and I didn't ever post about it because I just thought that this would kind of cycle out and that people would stop bringing her up since she is a kid. But now, of course, what seems like years later, they are running stories about this girl, Ava Barron, who was allegedly adopted by P. Diddy. Now I knew that she was never actually adopted because if you looked into it, you would find out that she is their best friend. He has daughters who are 17 years old, who are twins. They have a public TikTok account where they dance. If you went down in her videos, it's not there anymore, but there was a video of them all together dancing when they were very, very young. These discoveries occurred amid Diddy's legal woes, including charges of trafficking, which have led to public scrutiny into his prior actions, particularly his relationship to Ava. Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it? Hell yeah. Huffy invited me with for 4 weeks asking me to come and teach him how to wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music and he's sitting. They're just looking at me like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, now I get it. So now no more communication. Now to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threat to knock their head off for talking to you like or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks. What's coming down is bigger than one man. It's a system that's been protecting predators for decades. They ran in the same elite circles. They exploited people the same way. They thrived off silent blackmail and influence. Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy weren't just celebrities. They were allegedly the architects of fueled power operations. If Epstein was Wall Street secret, it looks like Diddy might have been Hollywood's open secret. And the overlap between these two cases will leave your jaw on the floor. The claims against Diddy originate from an ongoing federal investigation that is apparently scrutinizing his alleged role in organizing and financially profiting from a network of illicit operations. These accusations imply that Diddy may have had a significant role in arranging activities connected to severe criminal activity, perhaps involving trafficking, illegal drug distribution, racketeering, and misconduct. According to numerous accounts, federal officials assume that Diddy not only engaged in these crimes, but also utilized his riches, power, and contacts in the entertainment business to protect and extend the enterprise. The inquiry is looking into whether he utilized his famous profile to recruit vulnerable people, keep control over them via coercion or deception, and benefit from their abuse. Yeah. Is he safe, though, when he says something about him getting stabbed? I was going to say Diddy's team is saying no, he's not going to be safe because in court we found out that there was an attempt on Diddy's life, that there was a man that attempted to shank him, but they stopped it. The correctional officers I'm in, they say he didn't even want people to know that he didn't want to make it a big deal. But of course they're having that conversation about will he be safe because of who he is and how high profile this case is. They're also having conversation. Margaros is a high profile attorney, a friend of Diddy's, but also the dad of Tiny Jaros, who led Diddy's defense about Diddy potentially being in court and weekend and just attacks on his life because they say that people look at him as like a trophy or prize and to do something to him. But what if other inmates hear all of the stuff that we've been hearing in the news all of these weeks and they scared of Diddy? That's not how they presented it. I don't. Crazy to say Diddy's a trophy, like he's looked at as a trophy in jail, is crazy. Recent FBI searches on Diddy's properties, including his Los Angeles and Miami estates, underscore the gravity of the inquiry. Authorities are thought to be gathering digital evidence, bank records, and conversations that might substantiate the accusations of his suspected involvement as a ringleader or facilitator inside this unlawful network. Wright said that Diddy was notified in advance of the government searches on his residences. In a forthright interview, Wright stated that higher-ups purposefully concealed information about the searches from others because they considered Diddy a federal informant, meaning he may have been tipped off owing to his suspected collaboration with police. She claimed they didn't know they were raiding Diddy's house. The higher-ups didn't notify anyone because they knew, with Diddy being a federal informant, that he had people. These statements have added another dimension to the continuing legal investigation around Combs, who faces many charges, including misbehavior and racketeering. While Wright's accusations have attracted attention, it's crucial to remember that they remain unsubstantiated and no official confirmation has been released confirming Diddy's prior knowledge of the raids. Given what we know now, the filth of his behavior, the absolute filth of his behavior when it came to how he treats women. One woman, absolutely. The others, so far, it's just an accusation. How will he fare behind bars? Well, I have two scenarios. If the bop buries him in like a Marion or the Supermax in Colorado, he'll do a terrible bit. But if he goes to, my opinion, if he goes to a regular federal prison, he's going to be fine because the kids there, the people there, he has a lot of money. He's still, he's in the music business. Everybody wants to be a hip-hop artist. He's going to do fine in prison. He's going to do a good bit. He got a ton of money and he's going to do fine in prison unless the bop buries him in a Supermax. That's the only way he's going to have issues. Other than that, I don't think he's going to have a problem with certain group of people. Maybe mob guys might shun him. I'm sure people might throw innuendos at him. He might have a fight or two, but overall, I think he's going to do fine in there because of who he is and all his money, just like Madoff did fine and all these other criminals. Tell me why you think he would have a tougher time at a Supermax. What would be the difference? And what would that tougher time look like? He'll be isolated. He get an hour a day, He'll be locked in a cell 23 hours a day. He'll have no rep. He'll have no contact to the outside world. He'll have nobody to talk to. He'll be just alone, isolated. And that's hard on a person to be isolated like that. But you know what? Maybe if you got a target on your back because of the way you allegedly used women as punching bags for 20 years, maybe it would be better, to be isolated than the alternative. Some individuals suspect that Ava Barron is really Ava Baldwin, a girl who went missing at the age of 11. This hypothesis has gained support given the increased scrutiny of Diddy's position, raising worrisome concerns about AA's history and how she came to be in Diddy's care. If these charges are accurate, it would add a dangerous element to the already convoluted story surrounding Diddy and his alleged links to trafficking and exploitation. There's somebody out there that knows where she's at. A Katie did not get out of San Antonio by herself. We believe she had help. We know that they are alive. Nowhere has this little girl been, cuz we haven't seen her in a while. So my detective skills, I went to find her TikTok and try to see the videos she's been posting. So 1, all of her comments. 4, all of her videos are all right. And this particular video that I'm about to show next, I don't know why, but you know, us clairvoyant people, it really spoke to me. She basically said that this is where all your answers are. Showing Star Island. Is this girl trapped on Star Island right now? So we can't see her. Could she not leave? What's going on? And you can go look at her page and see all the other kind of encode things that she's posting. If this girl is on Star Island, and that's where all our answers are, when is the trick? Because apparently that's where all the bodies are buried. Here's the TikTok page, and it even says, "Hi, I'm Ava Braun Combs and I'm fine." I mean, here's like a TikTok she's posted, right? I've seen a lot of people on YouTube repost this, yada, yada, yada. I mean, if you guys look, that even has 9.1 million views on her account, along with this one with 2.7, 2.5, 2.8. Well, here's a brand new video that she just posted 20 hours ago, and it's just this. And then Papa decided, so I think it's just a YouTube video, and she just put these emojis, adopted kids, and everybody else. Like, it's definitely just a video exposing her or Diddy or whatever, and that's it. And she said, why? Disturbing claims have been spreading on social media saying that Diddy may have abused Ava since she was a youngster. These assertions create a terrible picture of her childhood and raise major questions about her well-being while under Diddy's care. Several observers have pointed out that in videos published by Diddy, especially those including his children and Ava, she occasionally seems unhappy or uncomfortable. These findings have generated worries among fans and followers who assume that her body language signals uneasiness. Speaking of dark things associated with Diddy, this is his adopted daughter, Ava Barron Combs, because she looks a lot like missing child Ava Baldwin from Texas. And it's kind of hard to deny that this age-progressed picture of missing Ava Baldwin looks a lot like Ava Barron Combs. After this surfaced a few years ago, somebody made an account in her name, but it's not confirmed her. This all came to light after an Instagram live that Diddy jumped in that his daughters were putting on. With everything confirmed, it is uncomfortable to watch. That Diddy went online with, and he said that he found her on the street and that he adopted her. This was during and you know it. Made me wonder, cause it said this little girl that's missing this is her mother, Catherine Baldwin, but they say that she uses different aliases. She was 11 years old when she went missing. And so in this, it says she will be 15 now. It says Flower, but I really thought this little girl looks like this little girl. Like they have the same eyebrows, the same eyes, the same eye shape, the same nose, the same lips, the same hair color, the blender. She's just older there. Hey, what were we doing tonight, baby? We're making them desserts for our bonfire tomorrow. Okay, because yeah, and like everyone that was invited has to bring something. And then our thing that we had to bring was dessert. And then like everyone else they bring, like food and drink. MHM. Yeah, whip that. Whip it, whip it, whip it. Do you like it, Chris? Yeah, I do. This and then drop it in. Chance, look at everybody. Chance is back. You want a real egg? I'm going to give you the real egg, baby. Let me show you how. Want to see why does it? Look, I can crack it with one hand. Look, yeah, now you got an egg, baby. Let's go. Bye. Numerous troubling reports and suspicions have arisen tying Diddy to improper conduct with youngsters, forcing some to connect these charges with rediscovered films depicting Ava. This confluence of accusations along with Diddy's questionable background has prompted some to assume that there may be reality to these alarming claims. In the past couple of weeks since the Diddy trial started, folks have been wondering whatever happened to Ava Barron Combs, the white girl whom Diddy claimed to have adopted during the epidemic in 2020, the one who was incredibly close to Diddy's kids. After that public display, Ava went missing all of a sudden with zero traces. But now that Diddy, life gets hard when you're forced into experiences you didn't ask for. Keep going. Hashtag Diddy, hashtag victim, hashtag prey. But it was fairly simple to rule this Ava as a cloud chaser. That's not to argue, however, that the real Ava is really doing any better from what can be seen on her social media sites. She isn't living the life of a little girl, adopted by a multi-millionaire business entrepreneur. If you put her Instagram side by side with the twins, you'll quickly see the significant contrast. There are no luxury clothing, vacation, postings, or limo rides. Just Ava living on what looks to be a lonely ranch, someplace far from town. And from the footage of her taking the twins out to go horseback riding, she appeared like she was being kept against her will. This is absolutely identical to an earlier video of Ava when she was much younger with the rest of Diddy's kids. They were all participating in a bake-off, but unlike the rest of them who were lively and joyful, as one should be, at a bake-off, Ava appeared so uncomfortable, like she didn't want to be there. She was silent, seemed quite disassociated, and avoided eye contact with the camera. The topic of who Ava Baron Combs is and how precisely she is linked to Sean P. Diddy Combs remains cloaked in mystery. After digging deep, like really deep, more images of her with Diddy's family have appeared in recent times. Word is she's the daughter of one of Diddy's close buddies. But which one? We don't know. There are just too many hypotheses to make any meaningful conclusions. For instance, some people assume she was handed to Diddy by her parents for some type of celebrity mentoring, which is very usual in Hollywood. Another idea says she was carried away violently, considering that she looks a lot like a little girl called Ava Baldwin who has been missing since 2015. There's also the subject of Diddy's freak-offs and what was occurring behind the scenes. If you've been following the trial, you know what's up, and it's really awful. Now Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, are breaking their silence, perhaps performing some damage control by abruptly putting Ava back into the forefront. And that's not all. They're also purportedly coming to tell us why she went missing in the first